Be content to seem what you really are. Marcus Aurelius. I have spent years searching for the essence of Stoic thought, and now in this video, I will share with you the Stoic rules. The Stoic rules can be the guide of your life and offer you much more than you think. Before we embark on this journey, I have a small but important request from you. Your voice is important to me. Please leave a comment below to share your expectations or questions about this journey, and take a moment to like this video. I am excited to see and engage with your thoughts, and if you believe in the power of sharing information, please share this video with others. Let's spread this valuable information and make a difference together. Guide your thoughts with reason. We spend most of our time worrying about things that are not as they should be. What if I told you that everything is already as it should be? Yes, every event, every experience is already in perfect harmony with the flow of nature. We humans tend to follow our own subjective judgments rather than the objective nature of things. This is where Stoicism teaches us the art of accepting things as they are and using rational thought. Take this stone. If it falls to the ground, it falls as a result of gravity. We are not angry or surprised because it is a law of nature. But what about human relationships? It is part of human nature for a friend to disappoint you, even though it is not as natural as gravity. Their actions are guided by their own inner motivations, beliefs, and free will. Therefore, human imperfect behavior is as inevitable as a stone falling to the ground. This is where Stoicism comes in. We can control our own judgments, our own reactions, not the actions of others. We analyze the situation with rational thought and choose our response. When we encounter someone who harms us, instead of holding a grudge against this person, instead of responding with anger, we can see them as someone deprived of the common reason and wisdom of humanity and be compassionate towards them. This compassion arises not from weakness, but from a strong rational thought. And remember that while judging everything with our own reason and logic, we must also be honest with ourselves. To see our own faults and shortcomings, to work to correct them, this is the way of a true Stoic. By working on our own inner thoughts and feelings, we can overcome any difficulties we face in the outside world. Whilst judging everything with our own reason and logic, we must also be honest with ourselves. Seeing our own faults and shortcomings, working to correct them, this is the way of a true Stoic. By working on the thoughts and feelings within ourselves, we can overcome any difficulties we face in the external world. This is the reflection of our inner peace in the outer world. So, dear friends, let us take refuge in rational thought. Let us see the nature of things as they are through a transparent lens. Let us put aside our anger, resentments, and disappointments within ourselves and recognize that every event, every person in our lives improves us and makes us a wiser person. Let us lead a calm and balanced life, guided by reason. Each experience, whether good or bad, offers us a lesson to be learnt. When we rationally evaluate these lessons, we become the mysterious teacher of life, providing us with an endless source of wisdom. On this long and seemingly troubled path, being a Stoic means taking each step consciously and carefully. Being patient in the face of difficulties, accepting disappointments and trusting in the flow of fate. This is Stoicism. Maintain perseverance and momentum. A difficult life is the furnace where a virtuous life is consolidated. Perseverance is the steel of our character that is molded in this furnace. Only when we face real difficulties do we realize the quality of this steel. Now tell me, have you ever wondered why a tree does not bend in the face of the wind? Because the roots of that tree are spread deep and wide to resist the strong winds. We too must take root against the winds of life. Obstacles do not block our way, they illuminate our path. Every obstacle is a stepping stone on which we rise. Our perseverance carries us to the heights and enables us to overcome obstacles. This rise depends on the continuity of our momentum. I can tell you that the biggest obstacles you will encounter in your life will be the source of the most valuable lessons. When you face these obstacles, do not run away from them. Embrace them. For it is precisely this that strengthens your resolve, tests your character, and brings you to your true potential. And remember, where your resolve is tested, you will need to make an extra effort to maintain your momentum. This effort is what will take you to the next level, Remember that it takes perseverance to get up every morning and maintain our daily routines. And these routines are our momentum, bringing us closer to virtue with each step. Start with small steps, go a little further each day, slowly but without stopping. And remember, perseverance and momentum are the rhythm of a marathon runner. Faced with fatigue, the runner slows down but does not stop. He focuses on his goal and adjusts his steps accordingly. Whether you want to become a great philosopher or to build a more just society, either way your journey will be much more difficult without these two virtuous companions. Inner peace. Once upon a time, like Zenon himself, I realized that in the noise and confusion of the world, we need to find a quiet refuge. Now, we will discover how to find this peace. Remember, peace can be found not only in a quiet room, but even in the midst of a storm. To find inner peace, we need to develop awareness and non-reactivity to external influences. In Stoicism, this is known as apatheia, a kind of immunity to external passions. It is not a rejection of emotions, but rather a conscious understanding and management of them. Peace of mind begins by first getting to know ourselves. When we are honest with ourselves, we can recognize what is important and what is not. When we recognize our personal values and virtues, we can find an inner serenity no matter what the external circumstances. A tree witnesses many storms throughout the seasons. Its leaves blow in the wind, its branches bend under the weight of snow. But because its roots are firm, it always remains standing. We too must be like this. We must strengthen our inner roots in the face of the storms of life. We should take some time every day to strengthen inner peace. We can meditate, calm our minds with breathing exercises, or develop an inner dialogue by asking ourselves meaningful questions. The important thing is to be honest and compassionate with ourselves and our thoughts. Within each of you, no matter what happens, there is an unshakable peace. This peace is your most natural right, and you can take refuge in this inner peace in the face of any difficulties the world brings you. Seek silence, truth, and virtue to access the source of this peace. And remember, peace is always with you, as long as you choose to look back to it. Love unconditionally. Imagine a garden, nature singing the song of its own existence. Can we learn a higher lesson than to love unconditionally and without expectation? Trees offer shade, flowers display their colors, and all this beauty demands nothing in return. Unconditional love is a virtue that the great Stoics also aimed at. Love is given not because it expects something from us, but because loving is good in itself. The love we find in altruism is a state free of expectations. Loving without expecting anything in return is an act that enriches and liberates our soul. We smell the flower and it gives us its most beautiful fragrance. It asks for nothing in return, because this is the essence of nature, to give unconditionally. We can apply this teaching to every aspect of our lives. We can offer our friendship, love, time, and understanding without expecting anything in return. Unconditional love is doing good to other people without expecting anything in return. This is one of the highest virtues. This kind of love comes back to us, but it should not be given with the expectation of return. Loving unconditionally creates an inner richness and spiritual fulfillment. I understand that this concept may seem difficult because human nature is inclined towards reciprocity. But remember that in Stoicism, there is the goal of self-transcendence and the attainment of a higher virtue. Unconditional love is one way to achieve this higher virtue. Practicing this love takes us beyond the habits of society. Therefore, try to love each other, life itself, without expectation. When this love is in its purest form, we find a peace and contentment deep within our soul. When we experience unconditional love, we discover a simplicity and clarity in all the complexity of life. Patience. This fast-paced world is full of so many similar people, all in a hurry, each pushing and shoving the other, trying to catch up with their next job. But remember, even the fastest runner cannot beat time itself. Imagine that you are sitting by the river and watching the water flow in front of you. You cannot speed up or slow down the flow of water. You can only appreciate the beauty and rhythm of the flow. This is what patience means. Compare your day to that calm, waiting at the edge of the river. Take your time, for the river will flow, time will move on, and you with patience, will take your place in the flow of life. In this fast world, being patient will take you to the right place at the right time peacefully. Remember that haste can only lead you to deviate from your path. There is a time for everything, and everything is beautiful in its time. So, master the art of patience. Learn when to act and when to wait. And most importantly, have compassion for yourself in the process. Thus, in this fast-paced world, you can be a beacon with your patience and illuminate the path of both yourself and those around you. Purpose? Within each of us, there is a purpose that burns and burns. This purpose is an inner compass that guides us in every decision, in every action, and it is revealed only when we listen quietly to our thoughts, when we go deep into our souls. In every choice you face in life, think about your purpose. Ask yourself these questions. Does this action serve my highest good? Is this decision the best use of the short time I have been given? Look at the stars. The stars are traveling in their orbits around us, in the infinite universe, and each one has a purpose. Each one contributes to the marvelous order of the universe. We too, like these stars, must travel in the orbit of our own life and fulfill our own purpose. Remember, every step you take under the guidance of your purpose moves you to a better version of yourself. This requires self-discipline, because every day, every moment, there are countless distractions to take you away from your purpose. Each of us has the power to make sense of and serve our purpose. Your purpose is your greatest treasure map. When you stay true to it, you will find a deep sense of meaning and fulfillment in your life. Pursue your own purpose, and when you find it, don't let it go, for it is your truest essence. Tonight, look at the stars and think of your purpose, and tomorrow, when the sun rises, take the first step towards it. And every day, take a new step to pursue that purpose. In this way, every moment of your life will be a meaningful step towards achieving the highest good. Focus. Life constantly challenges us in various ways to distract us. Noise, chaos, endless desires, and fleeting fads. Learning to focus is like building a harbor in the midst of this chaos. Focusing is like the flow of a river. Instead of flowing in various tributaries, if it flows with all its power in one direction, we can see how powerful and effective it is. In the same way, when we concentrate our mind on a subject, a task, or a goal, we can create great effects in our lives. The art of focusing is not only applied to the external world, but also to our inner world. The thoughts, feelings, and desires that wander in our inner world can easily lead us astray. As a Stoic, however, we learn to quiet this inner noise and use our mind in the right direction for our highest good. To achieve this, we train our mind by meditating every day. Meditation is a kind of mental discipline. When, for a moment, we give our full attention to our breathing, the flame of a candle, or a peaceful landscape, we develop the power of our mind and our ability to focus. Focus is also the power to say no. It is part of this discipline to be able to recognize and say no to anything that might distract you from your goal. Being able to say no actually makes room for a bigger yes. Yes to your purpose, to your development, and to yourself. Remember, focus is a choice. When we choose to focus on a job, a relationship, or a lifestyle, we make the most of the infinite potential the universe offers us. Instead of scattered thoughts, we live a life of clear, purposeful action. Cultivate humility and empathy. Humility is a state of accepting ourselves as we are, and always being open to more knowledge and understanding in our continuous learning journey. This allows us to avoid our own arrogance and remain open to the truth. It is an inward journey. It is an important step in our personal development and starts with self-awareness. Empathy is our capacity to be sensitive to the experiences, thoughts, and feelings of others. It is an endeavor to value the perspectives of others and to understand their feelings. Empathy enables us to develop a deep understanding and tolerance for those around us. It is the ability to recognize that others are on their own unique journey and that everyone has their own story. Incorporating humility and empathy into our daily lives makes us better people and helps us build deeper relationships in society. It reminds us that there is something to learn in every encounter and that every person has a lesson to teach. To do this, we need to put our own ego aside and practice putting ourselves in others' shoes. Being empathetic requires paying attention not to what people say on the surface, but to the feelings and needs underlying their words. With humility, we realize that our own successes and failures are both due to the fact that we are human. In both cases, we do not hesitate to share them with others, because everyone has their own triumphs and struggles. Therefore, be humble in your own inner world and empathize with the lives of others. By embracing these two virtues, you can enrich your personal development and your relationships with people. Dear viewers, we have come to the end of this journey full of wisdom. It has been a great privilege for us to go step by step with you to discover true wisdom in every moment of life, which flows like the sand grains of time. Remember, finding the meaning of life is only possible by living it to the fullest. If you found this content valuable and would like to discover more, don't forget to like our video. And of course, you can subscribe to our channel and be informed about our future content by turning on notifications. Thank you to each and every one of you who followed us until the end of the video. Feel free to share your thoughts and feelings with us in the comments, because each comment enriches this journey even more. We hope you find balance in the chaos of life and turn challenges into opportunities. See you again in our next videos. Goodbye.